Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another class on verbling.com with teacher Abby. Today we're going to be having a class where we'll have a discussion, a little bit of a reading activity, and then continue our discussion at the end of class. We'll be talking about problems, advice, and suggestions, how to talk about those things and give those things in English. Kia ora.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm sorry. Yesterday I wanted to take your lesson, but I fell asleep. Sorry, because 1 a.m.
No exceptions. No exceptions.
Oh my God. What a strict teacher.
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm very demanding. No, that's okay, Carrie. I think you're crazy for staying up till 2 in the morning for my lesson, but I love it.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. Thanks for coming. Hey, Victor.
Hi, Abby. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you today?
I'm not bad, thank you.
Good. Glad to hear it. Ali,
Hi, Abby.
how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm okay. How was your day today?
It's a normal day. I was working.
Normal day working. Doesn't
Yeah.
sound too exciting. Victor, you're not going to be very happy. You're going to be jealous of me because it's cloudy and it looks like it may rain.
Oh, no way.
What's the weather like where you are?
It is very hot. As hot as hell.
Hot as hell. Oh,
Yeah,
that's hot.
I think it's the last day today.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
Well,
tomorrow our weather will change a little bit.
I hope that we have a similar change, but the opposite. You can take our rain and we'll take your sunshine.
Okay.
We'll do a trade. Mustafa.
Hello, teacher. Good
How you
morning.
do? Good morning. Are you okay?
Yeah, I am okay, but the weather outside is too hot. It's about
Too hot.
48 degrees. Yeah,
That is really hot. 48
yes.
degrees. That's like the weather I used to have in the Dominican Republic.
Actually, it's not hot only, it's wet. Okay?
Humid. Humid.
Y- Yeah, humid.
That's more difficult than dry heat, I find.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, it's good to have you in the class. Thank you for coming, even though you're hot and sweaty and uncomfortable.
Thank you.
Very good. So today we're having a class where we're going to practice our reading, practice our speaking, and we're going to talk about problems, different advice you could give for different problems, and suggestions that you could make. So it should be an interesting class. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' ideas and opinions. Anyone have a comment or a question about giving advice? Have you ever had to give advice to somebody, Ali?
Uh, I think yes. Usually we give advice each other about with my friends, my relatives,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about my work, something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. What about you, Kaori? Who do you go to when you need advice? Who do you like to talk to?
Hmm. I always ask my friends.
Your friends?
Yes. Friends. Yeah, friends.
So what's an example of something you would ask for advice with? Something that you would say, oh, I'm going to ask a friend before I make a decision or before I decide.
Hmm. Well, recently, actually, I don't ask anybody anything. Yeah, but if I can't find any answers or if I can't find what to do, then I'll ask my friends.
Okay.
Yes, or yeah, sometimes my mother as well.
Very good. Yeah, moms usually are good at giving advice.
Right.
Very good. Mustafa, in what situations would you ask for advice? Maybe we'll ask Victor. Victor, in what situations might you ask for advice?
For example, now I'm asking for advice from everybody. I want to buy a new cell phone, and
Oh,
I'm
well,
kind of searching.
what are your choices? What are you trying to decide between?
I don't know. I just learning people's opinion. I didn't decide yet.
Okay. Well, it's definitely something you could ask for advice for. You know what I'd say, right, Victor?
No, I don't.
Ali, what would I say?
Apple?
Yeah,
Apple, yeah.
iPhone.
iPhone.
Let me say hello to Daniel. Daniel, welcome to the class.
Hello, thank you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And
Awesome.
you?
I'm
How are
doing
you?
very good. Thanks for asking. It is a nice cool day here in Canada. What about where you're from? Where are you from?
I'm from Kazakhstan.
From Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I think you are my second student from Kazakhstan.
Wow, very interesting. I think I'm only one.
I know, there's not very many. So what language do you speak in Kazakhstan? Russian?
Yeah,
Kazakh?
yeah, Russian Kazakh.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming to class. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you.
And can it be? Is it David?
Hi, Abby.
How are
you
you
doing?
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. Nice to have you back in class with us.
Okay, it is a pleasure to have you as a teacher.
Thank you. I think Mustafa might be having some problems. So, Daniel, let me
Can't
ask
say
you,
that, teacher.
are you
Maybe
there?
because the weather.
The weather. Your computer doesn't like the heat. Daniel, if you were to need advice for something, who would you likely go to? Daniel.
Uh, to my friends and my family. They really help me when I need advice.
Wonderful. It's nice to have friends and family for that, for sure. And what about you, David? Who would you go to for advice?
To go for advice,
Yeah.
but in a specific situation or in general? What do you mean?
If you want to give me a specific situation, maybe a time when you've had to ask for advice, that would be great. But if you don't feel comfortable, you can tell me something else.
Sorry, I didn't get it. To give you advice of, I mean, in what situation?
Let's
You
say,
say? Sorry.
are you facing a situation right now where you're trying to make a decision?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Not really.
Okay. Let's say you want to know if you should change your career. Who would you talk to?
Well, maybe someone to know. At the moment, I don't have anyone that I look up. But if I had to move forward to something, make a change in my direction, maybe I try to talk to my boss or someone that I know he could give me a good piece of advice. I don't know. Or maybe I think in general, psychologist, it is a good way, a good person. I mean, a good way to get good advice.
Okay, a good person to get advice from, you could say.
Okay, a good person to get advice from, yeah.
Good, excellent. Anyone else have a comment about problems, advice, or making suggestions to people? Who can tell me about a problem that you've had in the past that you had to ask advice for? Who can think of an example? A problem you've had in the past that you needed to ask advice for. Anybody?
Well, I have one example if you want me to say it.
Sure.
Yeah, so I was living in Spain, but I wanted to come to London to improve my English and to have this experience to be living abroad. So at that time, I wanted that, but I wasn't sure to leave Spain to come to London because I didn't know anyone in London. It was unknown for me. So also at the same time, I got a good job in Spain. So it was to leave what I got in Spain to go to somewhere else. Well, to go to London where I didn't have anything, but I wanted to do it. So I talked to different people. I talked to my parents. I talked to my friends. I think I used that way to get advice, how people saw what I was feeling at that time, and then as a way to clarify my thoughts. So finally, I took the decision to come to the UK, and I am happy with that.
Good for you. Excellent. Thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to make big decisions like that. Maybe a move or even like relationships, friendships. Whenever there's a big decision, it's hard. But when you work with it, it always tends to work out, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone else want to give me an example of a time where they had a problem in the past and they had to make an important decision or ask for advice? All right. Has anyone ever asked you for advice about a personal problem? Has anyone ever asked you for advice about a personal problem?
Yeah, yeah. Friends usually ask you things like that. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Coyote?
Yes. One of my friends asked advice from me about her relationship.
Right.
about boyfriend.
Okay.
And she
Is it terrible?
Yes, she really loved him, but he cheated on her. So, and then I really don't like cheating, so I don't know. Of course I wanted to say you should break up with him, but I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, because I knew how much she loved her. No, she loved him. So that's why. Well, yeah, it's complicated, but guys are always looking for women, new women. But if he really loved you, maybe he will come back.
Okay, that was good advice. Ali, what about you? Has anyone ever asked you for advice?
Yes.
Sometimes my friends.
Oh, sorry. I said, okay.
I didn't understand the question.
Go ahead. You didn't understand the question? Who has asked you for advice and what did you say to them?
Okay. Sometimes my friends ask advice. Sometimes. One moment. sometimes I help my friends with the relationships with the girls, and so I'm sorry, my English very little. I can't explain.
No, that's good. So when someone needs advice on a relationship, you're willing to share advice with them?
Yeah.
Are you a relationship expert?
No, but what I think, how I think, I tell them.
Okay, very good. Ali?
Yes.
Tell us about a time where you've given somebody else advice, or they've come to you for advice.
Sometimes we are talking to friends, each other. They just talking about their problems. Maybe they have some problems about their family or about their works. Maybe sometimes they have problem with friends. They ask me what's my opinion or something like that, and I just say what I think about that. That's all.
Okay, very good. Mustafa, do you have something to say?
Yeah, teacher. You know that.
I
Teacher,
read your
actually. Okay. Actually, for me, I had some experience. Someone asked me about how can I learn English in the right way or something like this. So I tell them the method or the how they can start to do that. Also, sometimes people ask me how to study, maybe how can I remember this, or what can I do to study this subject or something like this. So this is my experience about advice. Who asked me about this?
Okay. Victor, you're a father. Do your daughters ever come to you and ask for advice on certain things?
Hardly ever. They would prefer to ask in Google, I think.
Okay. Does that scare you?
Not so much.
Okay.
But I have an example, yeah.
Okay, good.
Maybe a year ago, my nephew asked me an advice about his mother and my sister, obviously. He had some problem with her. I told him the situation as I saw it. I don't know how much I helped him, but he said thank you.
So did he make the decision that you suggested?
No, I just described the situation as I saw it.
Okay. Okay, very good. So he could have a different point of view.
Yeah, kind of like
that. That's valuable. Sometimes when people are trying to make difficult decisions or just live their lives, sometimes they have a hard time seeing the real or the big picture. So a second pair of eyes is valuable. Abby, everyone asking her and don't need advices. What do you mean, Mustafa?
You are a queen and you don't need any advice from any people. You go ahead and.
Are you kidding? I don't know what I'll do tomorrow, let alone like a year from now. I'm constantly asking for advice, Coyote. Should I stay in Canada? Should I leave Canada? Should I go to Mexico? Should I go to Italy? Should I go to Turkey and visit my uncle? I think I'll just stay here. Or go to Japan. Yeah. Except for I'll have to teach at 2 in the morning just to keep my students. Yeah. I'll turn into a night owl, right?
Right.
So, yes, even though, Mustafa, you might not think so, but I am probably someone who needs advice now more than ever in my life.
Why?
Just don't know what to do.
Okay.
When I was living down south, I kind of just lived every day at a time, and I didn't really think about what I was going to do in the future. And then now that I'm back in Canada, I feel like there's so many options. I don't know what to do. So it's a little tricky.
Yeah, actual teacher, everyone need advice. But I was joking with you. Everyone need advice, especially from the person older than him, maybe, or they have experience in this life. So maybe if he take advice from them, he will like short cut the way for him. You understand me?
Yeah, absolutely. Who will be the Queen's advisor?
It's up to you.
We don't say an advice, and we don't say advices. We just say advice. It's plural or singular, depending. Okay? Suggestions, we do use the article before it. We say a suggestion or suggestions. But advice is singular in how we pronounce it. Okay? Advice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teacher, I sometimes, like you said, maybe I have a goal or can transform to another place or something like this and put this goal. So sometimes the people put this goal and put also the reason maybe they will face when they will transform, and what's the positive that happened to them when they will transform, and what's this the positive here in my home. Also, what's the reason? Yeah, something like compares two of them, and that's maybe help you to take your decision.
See? What would I do without you, Mustafa? Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our reading. We've got 8 different scenarios of people who need advice. And we're going to read their scenarios and talk about what you would do if you were in that position or how you would advise them. Sorry, David, I'm not sure if you saw, but we would say, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I can see also the document, so that's fine.
Okay, we would say some advice. Some advice. Can I give you some advice, or can I advise you? Okay?
Okay, but you can't say, I will give you an advice.
No, we'd say some advice.
Okay, some advice. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Coyote, can you please read number 1 for us? John has a problem. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
John has a problem. John can't sleep at night. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. I tricked you.
Yeah, that's why. Well, what? Where is it? Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. John can't sleep at night. He has tried to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier, but he can't. He often has trouble sleeping at night. When he finally can sleep, it is usually very late, so he feels tired the next day.
Good. Tired.
Tired.
There you go. Perfect pronunciation. Any questions on the vocabulary there? What would you call John's condition? Who can give me a word to describe John's condition?
Me. Like me. Vampire.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, vampire. Starts with an I. A word that starts with I to describe.
Insomnia, right?
There you go. Yeah, perfect. Insomnia. Daniel, what would you say to John? What kind of advice would you give him if he came to you with this problem?
I think he needs more strength, energy. Maybe some jogging, maybe more working. And then maybe he will can sleep.
Okay. Has anyone in the class ever suffered from insomnia?
Not really.
No.
No, I usually sleep really well. I don't have problems to sleep.
Cool.
And also, as a piece of advice, I could say to drink red wine, which is a good thing. No, seriously, it is good. Or to do some exercise.
That's what I was going to say. Do exercise.
Yeah.
So nobody in the class ever has trouble sleeping. Not one single person. Let me just say hello to Alan. Hi, Alan.
Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm fine, Angel.
I'm doing very well. Nice to have you with us again.
Oh,
and we have a blue bird. Nader?
Yes, that's it. How are
Hi,
you?
Nader. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very good. Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt, but I live in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Very good. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
For the first time in my life, I met somebody named Nader on the weekend. So when I saw you come in the class, I was like, nice to meet you.
I hope it won't be the last one. You know what the name means?
No, I don't.
Rare.
Again?
Rare, not common.
Rare? Nader means rare?
Rare, yes. So it is rare to see someone called Nader in the weekend.
Yes, I know. I even said, what's your name? Several times. Okay, so anyone else have advice for John? I think David had some good suggestions there. Have a glass of red wine, exercise more, and
don't think too much before you sleep.
Don't what too much?
Don't think too much.
Oh, don't think.
Don't think. Think. Don't
really?
think.
Think.
Thank you. That's true. Try to keep the brain.
Read the book, something like that.
That's a good suggestion, Ali.
I would say there is a plant called peppermint.
Mm-hmm.
He can use it. He can put it near his bed, and probably it will help him to sleep.
Teacher, why he cannot sleep?
It doesn't say. It just says that he's having problems sleeping. Let's see.
Yeah.
We don't know.
What about to have Validian? How do you pronounce it?
Valium?
No, Valium. This is. I think it is too strong. These are the plant. Let me post it on the chat.
Okay.
The name is Validian.
Alan, do you ever have problems sleeping?
Problems with?
Validian.
If I didn't understand, if I had problems with?
Sleeping.
Sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
No. I sleep just 4 or 5 hours per day. It's okay for me.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
Wow, that's not very much. What about you, Mustafa? Can you read number 2 for us? The second problem?
Okay, teacher. With Susan. Susan doesn't have enough free time to be with her boyfriend. She and her boyfriend both work at the hospital. The problem is they both work different shifts at different times. This makes it hard for them to find time to be together.
Excellent reading. Very good job, Mustafa. All right. What is Susan's problem, Ali?
Poor Susan. She has no time to spend with her boyfriend. Yes.
Very good.
because they both work different shifts. My advice, go and talk to your manager, maybe, and switch your shift for her boyfriend shifts, something like that.
Very good. Talk to the manager and see if you can switch your shifts around. Very good. What do you think, Victor? What would you say to Susan?
I don't know. I agree with Ali, but maybe to Susan I would say maybe sometimes you can run out from work for a few times. If it's very neat.
Okay. Like, what are you talking, like a coffee break?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. That's some advice for her. Anyone else think of a different suggestion?
Yeah, maybe to get some ill to be her patient. That way they can share some time together.
Get sick. Get sick. That's one way to deal with it.
Get sick. Yeah.
If she had to decide between leaving her job or leaving her boyfriend, if that was what she came to, she says, you know what, it's just too hard. I'm either going to leave my job or I'm going to leave my boyfriend. What would you suggest that she do? Daniel?
I think they can find other way. For example, Susan or your boyfriend can write statement, and they can work on the one shift.
Okay. Interesting. Very good. Kaori, what's your suggestion?
Yeah, live together.
Okay, why do you think that would make it better?
Well, because actually I did the same things before.
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend and I had totally different work shifts.
Okay.
And yeah, also day off as well. So it was very hard to meet together. That's why I decided to live alone, and my boyfriend came to my house.
Okay.
And
so that's
then,
one way.
Yeah, and then even though we don't have much time, but we didn't have much time, but we enjoyed our dinner or breakfast or whatever, something like that.
Okay, very
and
interesting.
We could talk.
That's good. So you're saying like even though you didn't have a lot of time when you had time at home, at least you had time together then.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else? Mustafa, you think she needs to leave her job for her boyfriend?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
If they were to end way or something, she don't have any choice. What she have to do? I think there is no the best advice for her. What Ali said, but that's not working. She have she has to leave her work, and maybe she will apply to another job or something suitable for her.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Anyone else have a suggestion?
Why her boyfriend leave his job?
If that's working, it's good also.
I think Susan should leave her job.
Maybe if her boyfriend can leave the job and get another one suitable for her time, it's good also. So anyone can make the choice.
Very good. Let's go to number 3 with Victor. Read it for us, please.
Gary wants a promotion in a race at work. Gary has worked at the same company for 10 years. He likes his job, but he feels he is ready for more responsibility.
Okay, very good. So Victor, what do you think? How does Gary feel in this situation? How does he feel?
He feels like he's ready for more responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I don't see any problem in this situation.
Okay, so what advice would you give him then?
What's
just
his
continue,
problem?
just continue work and
He has
do
no
what you want to
problem,
do. Yeah,
What was that, Ali?
I think he has to be happy.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't a problem, I think.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a problem?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he feels like he has a problem. So let's say, yes, David, he feels frustrated. Alan, let's say Gary comes to you. I'm Gary, okay? Alan, I've been working at this company for 10 years. I want more responsibility. What do you think I should do?
I think you should like appear more to your boss for him to see you. I don't know, like to your boss see that you are a good employee. I don't know, maybe prepare his coffee and call attention. It's the only way.
But how can I make myself look smarter?
It's hard.
How can I make myself look smarter, Mustafa?
Teacher, actually, if you mean about Gary, maybe he's get into a rut, or so he's maybe become don't like his job because like routine or something like this. So I think that's what boss and or the headers of his job don't, or the manager don't like for him. He need him to stay in the same level at 10 years doing the same job, same thing, because he don't want him to grow up or maybe to hire to another level of job. Maybe some manager like this. So maybe he have to break some rules and to become remarkable and go to another job. So this is maybe become excited for him, and he will not become boring any time anymore.
Okay, good advice. Excellent. Anybody else have advice for Gary? Alan, read number 4 for us.
Okay, Barbara wants to get better grades in school. She gets B's right now in most of her classes at high school. She would like to get A's.
Okay, very good. So what advice would you give to Barbara, Alan?
Study more time. Yes, study more hours per day.
More hours per day studying or preparing for school?
Yeah.
Okay, good advice. Anybody else have advice for Kathy? Or sorry, for Barbara?
Well, I think the first thing here is to see why she's getting B's and no A's. I mean, maybe it is because she has a boyfriend and she's spending most of the time with her boyfriend, or maybe just it is because she gets nervous when there is an exam. And so we should look to the cause of the problem to give a good advice.
Good, excellent answer. That's true. Are you slacking off? Are you spending too much time with your boyfriend? What's the deal?
Yeah, we don't know.
Very good. Okay, let's go to number 5 with Ali.
Maybe she has to learn some cheating techniques on the exams.
Maybe she what? Sorry, can you repeat?
She has to learn some techniques cheating on exams. Something like that.
Like cheating?
Yes, cheating technique. Very good. Except for, do you know where she could get advice for that, Ali?
No.
I don't know about you. I'm suspicious of you.
But if her capacity not enough to get A, what can she do? Only one way.
This is true, I suppose. Okay, Daniel, are you there?
Yeah.
Number 5, can you read it for us?
Peter wants to learn how to drive. All his friends learned how to drive at driving school. Now they all have their driver's license, and he feels a little jealous.
Okay, can you repeat the word license?
License.
And jealous.
Jealous.
Good job, Daniel. So what advice would you give Peter if he came and he said, "Oh, I want my driver's license"?
Well, I think if you want, just take it.
Okay, very good.
Why he can do it? Why he can do it?
Why can't he do it?
Yeah.
You should. So what would you say to Peter? What would you say to him? If he was whining, saying, "I want my driver's license. Everybody has their driver's license but me."
Go? Why you stay here?
Yeah, exactly. Get off your butt and get moving. Okay, number 6. David, can you read number 6 for us?
Yeah. Could I give an advice or some advice for number 5?
Of course.
Yeah, a good advice is to focus on the advantages, such as if all your friends got license to drive, that's good for you because you can go out, have drinks, and you don't have to worry about to get fined because you will go in some of your friends' car to go back to home, right? So this is a good point.
Very good. Absolutely. You'll never have to be the designated driver. That's for sure. Okay, read number 6.
Yeah. Kathy wants more privacy at home. She lives with her parents and her younger brother and sister. She has to share a bedroom with her sister and she feels like she doesn't have enough privacy.
Excellent. Good reading. Very nice pronunciation.
Thank you.
So let's talk about Kathy's problem. Coyote, what's Kathy's problem?
Well, she wanna be alone in her house, but her parents and her younger brother and sister annoyed her, or not annoyed, but maybe she wants to talk. She wants to talk with her friends or boyfriend through the phone, but she can't, and she also can't sleep well with her sister.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So what advice would you give her?
Well, if there is no space in her family house, she has to handle that situation. But if there is some space, she should ask her parents to have her own space. Yes,
excellent.
I would do so.
Good answer. Very good answer.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to give Kathy some advice? She wants privacy, but she doesn't. Victor, do you have any advice for her?
Maybe she should use kind of privacy screen. I don't know. But I think it's need to advise Katie's parents. Yes, because if he wants more privacy, parents should do something for her privacy.
Okay, very good.
Not Katie. It's not Katie's problem.
Okay, very good. Anybody else have an answer?
I agree with Coyote.
Okay, you think that she should either move out or try to make more space at home?
She has to handle the situation if there is no space in her house, maybe.
Okay. Has anybody in the class ever felt that way? Has anybody ever felt like Kathy?
Yeah, maybe I'm not the same of Kathy, but we were in the small house and I were in a small room with my brother, and so something like you feel uncomfortable or something like this. But we were like in a small age, and was fun for us. Maybe she's different because she's maybe younger, and yeah, she need more freedom, something like this.
Okay.
When I live with my older brother, when we both were younger, we always fighting for computer, for other things. We both need privacy. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So what did you do, Daniel?
Now he lives with. It was when we were younger. Now we live. He live alone and I live alone.
Okay, very good. Whatever works for you, right? I left home when I was 17. I was 17 and I moved out with my friend, Sasha, and we had our own little apartment. It was lots of fun.
Well done.
Pardon?
Well done.
Yes, it was. We had lots of fun. We shared an apartment and we made it work. We were just young, but it was lots of very, very interesting for sure.
In Vancouver?
No, this was in Vernon, close to Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
actually,
I think it's important to leave home as young as you can, because it is good for you to get to know how to cook, how to live for yourself. Those things. It's important. Yeah.
Okay. Geordi, I wasn't naughty. I wasn't naughty, but I was a little wild, but I wasn't naughty. I just loved the freedom.
Really?
All right, let's go to the next one. Victor, did you read that last one? I've lost track.
Yes, I read.
Okay, number 7, Alan.
Okay, Michael wants to quit smoking. He's 32 years old and has smoked for 15 years. He usually only smokes when he goes out with his friends and after he has dinner. He likes to have a cigarette at these times.
Okay, so let's ask Mustafa, what is Michael's problem?
Smoker. He's a smoker. He's maybe admit his cigarette.
He's addicted to cigarettes. So what would you advise him to do?
I advise him to leave the cigarette because it's not good for his health. I don't see any benefit from cigarette, because if you see the illness came like cancer or something like this and show him the picture, he will leave it immediately, maybe, because the bad thing happened to him from this cigarette is a lot of sick and illness. Maybe from the positive thing, maybe one benefit, or at least one, yes, maybe he'll become happy or something like this.
Okay.
So my advice for him is to leave the cigarette. It was tough at the first, but it will be tough at the first time, but it's good for his health.
Okay, very good. Let's go to the next one. Ali, will you read number 8 for us?
Okay. Jerry wants to lose weight. He is 180 centimeters tall. He weighs 110 kilograms. He would like to weigh 90 kilograms.
Okay, Ali. What advice would you give to Jerry?
Jerry wants advice. I think it's simple. Keep your mouth closed. Don't eat too much. and do some exercise.
Get off the couch, Jerry.
Yeah. I think everyone knows how to lose weight.
Okay, I'm gonna be Jerry. Are you ready? You have to be nice. But Ali, you don't understand. I think about food all the time. I can't stop eating. When I'm in bed, I think of food. When I'm at work, I think of food. Ali, what do I do?
Okay. Do you like exercise?
I hate it. I hate exercise. My knees hurt. My back hurts when I do exercise. It makes me breathe heavy. I don't want to.
Teacher, teacher, sorry for break. Just I want to ask you a question. And your body accept this food and like your body become fat or something like this, or not? It's not appear to your body.
Are you asking me personally, or as if I'm Jerry?
Because you asked Ali the question, so I can reply for another question for you.
Are you asking about me personally, Mustafa?
Yeah, because you asked Ali.
You're asking if I get fat when I eat?
Yeah.
Ooh. Do I look fat, Mustafa?
No, no, not.
Come on,
not appear on you.
Say the truth.
Ali, what is the truth?
I don't know. Ask Mustafa.
I am a muscle machine, so you better watch out. I'm learning how to choke people, so you better be careful.
Yes, we know.
All right. You guys are terrible to your teacher. I can't believe it. Good job giving advice, though. Does anyone have a question or a comment that you'd like to ask? No? Who in the classroom has ever had to share a bedroom, like Kathy?
I used to when I was
Me?
a child.
Yeah.
With my brother, but then when I was I don't remember, maybe 11 or 10 years old, I asked my parents to have my own room, so that was okay. But also I used to stay in backpack hotel sometimes, so where you are sharing the house, not the house, the room with other people, maybe 4, 5, or 10 people in the same room. Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
A hostel, yeah.
Yeah. So after a time living or staying in that hotel, yeah, you really need to get your own space. After a week or so, then you really need that. Yeah.
Very good. No, that's true. You need your own space for sure. I need my own space. I get really like, ah! I like my things where my things are. Okay. Sorry, David, go ahead.
No, I was going to say all over the place.
Yeah, no, I'm very organized. I guess I'm fat and disorganized now. This is what my students think about me.
Now I think you got wrong what Mustafa was trying to say. You don't look fat at all.
What did you say, Ali? You said and what?
Nothing.
Teacher. Teacher Abby, actually what I want to say is maybe if I eat a lot, that's not appear on my body. Some people eat a lot and they become fat immediately fast. So this is maybe benefit for me to eat and I don't care because I'll not become fat. So this is what I mean for you. Is for you when you eat a lot become fat, or this is not appear on your body?
I'm very physically active, so I would say no. I can eat quite a bit and not get fat. But if I were to not be physically active, then I'm sure I would get fat if I ate too much.
And you have to love your weight.
Love my what?
Weight. Love yourself if you
Okay, I'm going to tell Victor my dream. I had a dream last night, and Victor was in it, which is funny because I've never seen Victor. And I have to tell you the story. I woke up in my dream, and I took off my blankets, and I was wearing Rubik's Cube pajamas.
No way.
Yes. It looked just like your profile picture for Google+. And I looked down, and on my chest there was a square, and it was your box, like your talking box for during the class. And I looked down and said, Victor? And you were speaking, and the little green lights were lighting up like you were talking, because you use the microphone. And I was like, Victor, what's happening? And you said, I told you, get a Rubik's Cube. And I was like, what? And I was literally like head to toe in Rubik's Cube pajamas, like all the different colors and everything. And then in the dream, my father opened the door and he said, who's Victor? And I took the blankets and I covered myself.
Wow.
And I said,
Wow.
I said, he's just a student. He's just a student.
I was happy to be there.
It was
next days.
The craziest dream I've ever had. I couldn't get the Rubik's Cube out of my head. I think it's because last night you sent me that message that was for that song that you were telling me about in class. And I saw your profile picture, I saw the Rubik's Cube, and that's the last thing I saw before I fell asleep. And it was in my brain. So now I'm going to find some Rubik's Cube pajamas, and I'm going to send them to you, because I think you need them. It was a funny dream, though. All right, you guys, that's all the time we have. Any questions? I'm afraid of that, Mustafa. What's it going to be?
Teacher, you're affected by Google Plus and the technology.
I know. It's like it's in my brain now.
Yes.
It was so weird. It was the exact same square that I look at when he talks, and the little green thing. And every time he spoke to me in my dream, the little green thing went up.
Yeah, maybe. And if someone came to you, you have to mute the.
I took the covers, I took the blankets, and I was like, and I covered myself when my dad came in.
How do you search? How do you search on Google? What does it means? Maybe it has a meaning.
Maybe it does. I'm afraid to talk about it in live class. You guys are going to embarrass me. All right, you guys. I have to close the class and start the next hour, but really good job talking about those different problems that the people in our reading had and giving good advice. Any questions or comments before we close?
Abby, could you spare 5 minutes after this class because I don't know if you have read my last message I sent to you. It is about to book a class with you.
I can't. I have 5 classes in a row, David, so I won't be able to, and it goes hour to hour, but I can try to message you as soon as possible, okay?
Okay, thank
Sorry
you.
about that. I better let you guys go. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Abby.
Thank you.
Bye.